نستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. أما بعد. All praise due to Allah, His praise and blessings and peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I bear witness that Allah is the only one worthy of worship, and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam His last and final messenger. My dear brothers and sisters, I've always been fascinated by people who are constantly successful at what they do, especially those who experience success repeatedly in many areas of their life through their lifetime. When I study the life of the prophets and the messengers, especially the life of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when I read about the four khulafa, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman and Ali, or other great caliphs and leaders, Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, Harun al-Rashid, or analyze the life of great scholars of Islam who achieved success not only in one area in their life, but so many areas, like the four khulafa, Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi'i, Ahmad. They were not just successful in fiqh or hadith. Bukhari was just not a great muhaddith. He was also a great man, great leader in his community. Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, and so many names. Even when I hear the story of successful businessmen and businesswomen today, CEOs of companies, people who made it through their lives. Sometimes they are famous and sometimes they're not. Athletics, artists, in any area of life. It's always been something fascinated me. I like to read about it. I like to inspire by these stories, learn from their success to add to my own personal success. When I hear the story of those people, I always see an example for me to copy. We all have our own examples of super successful people that we look up to them. But so many times it's a very vague picture or image. Yeah, I know that my prophet was very successful, but I never really tried to understand why this person was very successful. Yes, I heard about so-and-so person who is very successful and made his company and made a fortune in life, but I don't know really why he was very successful. And I think the big question that we should ask always ourselves, how do they do it? How do they do it? How do they become very successful? Over years of studying and looking at these stories and the life of numerous successful people, I come to a conclusion that I would like to share with you in this khutbah. By looking and studying and analyzing the life of many successful people in the history of our religion, and even in modern days and history in general, I found that there is a relevant elements between all those people, between all these successful stories. And I think that there is an absolute great potential for every one of us to emulate this success story that you read about in your own life, and to make it a success story that can be seen, and a legacy that can be seen by your children, your family, your neighbors, the people around you. You might not be able to change the world, but you might be able to change the world for some person, for one person alone, which is maybe your children. Maybe you will inspire your family members to become something great, or even friends and so forth. So here are some of these points that, not because those people were different, I think because they do things differently. They will be very special. So, first one, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about the prophets in the Quran. وَمَا تَوْفِيقِي إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. that is very clear that they always rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in their success. In a sense, they always attribute their success to Allah, not only to their own personal egos and their own personal skills, even though they were very skillful, even though they worked hard, but still they attribute this to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because this will always put you in your place. Whenever you become arrogant, you lose number one element of success, which is success cannot be given to arrogant people. Even if they succeed in a temporary time, they fall apart very soon. Those who are humble and down to earth are successful in any area they are. In any area they are. When you study, this is the trend between all successful people, as I said, in different fields in life, that you will find that they are humble, they were not arrogant people. Because arrogance prevents you from benefiting from others. And that's one of the most important elements to succeed, to learn from others. So they always attribute it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be great and grateful and thankful to Allah. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَئِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. When you are grateful and thankful to me, I will give you more. I will aid you. I will support you. I will open more doors of success for you. You might succeed in one area, but other areas in your life, you're still struggling. So if you are grateful and thankful to Allah for that area, Allah might open another door for you, another success to be granted in other areas in your life. That's why Salaf used to say, if you want to succeed, and look at this, they said if you want to succeed in obtaining khushu' in your salah, to be able to concentrate in salah, قال إذا أردت حسنة الخشوع فقدم حسنة الصدقة قدم حسنة قراءة القرآن. You might give a charity, or you read Quran, or you're making dhikr, and Allah will reward you for that good deed that He allowed you to succeed in the area that you struggle with, which is having khushu', or maybe qiyam al-layl, or maybe fasting. So success in the other area and being grateful to Allah open the door for success in other areas as well. Number two, successful people, they create and pursue smart goals. And I'm going to say that again. They pursue smart goals. S-M-A-R-T. Successful people are objective people. They have realistic targets in mind. They know what they are looking for and when they are fighting for. Successful people create and pursue smart goals. Look at Musa alayhi salam's story in the Quran. Very clear what he wants. Actually, all the prophets, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it very clear that their goals was very clear. اعبدوا الله ولا تشركوا به شيئا. They have no even question about that. Worship Allah and don't associate other with Him. Look at Musa, very focused on his goal. Let the children of Israel live with me. I came to free the children of Israel from being a slave to human being, to be only a slave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look at any one of those names that I mentioned earlier. Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, what was his goal when he became the Khalifa? Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, what was his goal when he became Khalifa? Like one of the goals of Umar was so very interesting goal to see, that one of his goals is to build a strong economy for the Muslim country at that time. A strong economy. Look at the decision that he made in 2 years. One, he controlled wasting spending in the government. Before, they used to give money to poets, to relatives in the royal family, the Umayyad family, to generals. He stopped all this wasting of money to people who don't deserve it. And number two, he reduced the tax and invite people to invest. He reduced the tax tremendously to bring it to the same rate it was during Mu'adh bin Abi Sufyan radiallahu anhu wa ardah. One of the things that he did not spend so much money in wars. As a matter of fact, during Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, he never declared a single war because there were no need for wars. Like other people engage in so many wars for legacy, for being the strong emperor, a strong king. He never engaged in any war, radiallahu anhu wa rahmah. Also, one of the things that you read about him, how he organized markets and regulates so many things in the markets. Even that the currency, they speak about how the inflation of the currency, he dealt with that, radiallahu anhu wa rahimah, when it comes to the issue of debt, the business debt. He supported the poor people. He did a social as we call today, social security services for the elderly. He was very just in the way he distributed the wealth between the citizen of his country, Muslim and non-Muslim, slave and non-slave, Arab and non-Arab, and so forth. So it's very, very interesting how he has a clear goal, then he has very clear vision how he will achieve this goal. That's why smart goals, it's not just called smart because they're smart, there's a reason for that. Because S stands for specific. A general goal wouldn't be, for example, a general goal would be something like get in shape. I wouldn't get you anywhere close to the shape that you want. That's a very generally vague. I want to have a good relationship with the Quran. I want to be a good Muslim. That's a very vague goal. That's not a smart goal. That's not a smart goal. It's the opposite, actually. A general goal would be get in shape. But to be specific, no. I will say, on a specific goal, I will join a health club. I will have a personal trainer. Work out 3 days a week for the next 52 weeks. I have a very specific goal. I know exactly what I want. I want to read every day half an hour from the Quran. I want to memorize Surah Al-Baqarah by the end of Ramadan. I want to read the whole entire Quran in 1 year or in 10 months. So that means every day I will read that amount of juz or half a juz and so forth. So that's how you will be able to achieve the goals that you want, is basically to be very specific about your goal. So that's smart, the S, and the M, measurable. There must be a logical system of measuring the progress of your goal. To determine if your goal is measurable, ask yourself questions like, for example, how much time I will need, how many totals, how many days, how much I will spend on that. If you can answer these questions, that means your goal is measurable. How will I know when the goal is accomplished or not? Etc. Just ask yourself these kind of questions to see if your goal is measurable. Because if it's not, you will never know when I achieve it or not. Attainable. Don't ever put goals that cannot attain. Don't ever put goal for yourself you cannot have. Hey, I'm going to finish the whole Quran in 1 night, or I memorize the Quran in 6 months. If it's not attainable to you. A goal must be represent an objective toward which you are both willing and able to work. Don't forget that. Also, your goal must be relevant. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense to have goals that has nothing to do with your business. Like somebody come to me and said, hey, I decided to study, the details, books of fiqh al-Hanafi or Shafi'i or Malik or Hanbali, and that has nothing to do with your line of business. That's not your background. It's not relevant to you to go that direction. Well, I want to go deep in learning the Arabic grammars and stuff like that. It's irrelevant. That's why very soon you will fall apart. Make your goal relevant to the thing that you are accustomed to, relevant to the thing that you're interested in, relevant to the type of life that you have in your life. Also, so smart, the T, which is the last word, timely. A goal must be grounded within a time frame. If you just keep it loose, you will lose it. Giving the goal a target date, a commitment to a deadline, help you to focus your effort on the accomplishment of goal. That's why I always deal with people. When somebody said, I will do the thing, I said, when? Just learn to do that. You have somebody work with you, tell them when. Tell yourself when I will do that. When this will be finished. Otherwise, you will not achieve goals. And I choose this topic specifically because we are coming to the summer, where a lot of people have so many goals they want to achieve during the summer. But unfortunately they don't. The summer goes by and nothing changed in my life. And the reason for that not successful, because they don't know how to succeed in achieving the goals that they want in their life. So the first point that those successful people have in common, one, they rely on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they're grateful to Him. Two, they put smart goals, and you know that now what it means. Three, they take decisive and immediate action. Sadly, very few people ever live to become the success story they dream about. You know why? Because they never took the actions. It just dreams. Acquisition of knowledge doesn't mean that you are growing. Growing happens when what you know change how you live. When what you know change how you live. That way knowledge will be beneficial. That's why in Islam, criticize knowledge that doesn't lead to actions. Person has a knowledge and he doesn't benefit from it. The example for that person in the Quran, كَالْحِمَارِ يَحْمِلُ أَسْفَارًا, like a donkey carrying books of knowledge. That's the example of those who know but they don't act. It doesn't matter if you have, mashallah, genius IQ or a PhD in a quantum physics, but you can't change anything or make any sort of a real world progress without taking actions. There's a huge difference between knowing how to do something and actually doing it. That's why it is so important if you really want to see how those people become successful, because they immediately took action. So make that decision and take actions. Number 4, the focus on being productive, not being busy. And this is very tricky. A lot of people think because they are busy, that means they are productive. And that's not true. And I want to say that again, because I see this in my own life, in my business. I work with people, and I work for people. And you think just because they are busy, it means I'm successful, I achieve success. No. Not because you're busy with your kids at home, it means no, it's about productive, how much you product, how productive you are in the thing that you are engaged in, how much you accomplish every day, not how much hours you put. You know, we have a saying, and all of you know, it's a very famous cliche, be a smart worker, not a hard worker. You know, it's a cliche, but it's like so many other cliches. Unfortunately, people know it, but they don't practice it. Just take a quick look around. The busy outnumber the productive people around us. Actually, the margin is wide between both. Those who are so busy and those who are productive in life. Busy people are rushing all over the place, running from here to there, but still they aren't, basically you see them running everywhere, going to conference, meetings, blah, 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 engaging, but they barely have enough free time for their family, to get together, for themselves, and so forth. They don't accomplish much in their life. And I tell you, those who are too busy in their life, usually they always complain about running out of time. But those who are productive in their life, they don't complain about the shortage of time. Solution? Slow down, breathe, review your commitment, review your priorities in life, and set it up correctly. Remember, it's about smart worker, not necessarily a hard worker. Also, number 4, they make logical and informed decisions. And that's very important to achieve success in life. You can't be just emotional reactions. Look at the Prophet ﷺ when Jibreel came to him and he told Allah, send to you the angel of the mountains. Now the Prophet ﷺ emotionally charged. He was hit, insulted, driven out of Ta'if, the city of Ta'if, rejected. People so mean, they even hurt him physically, he was bleeding, he was humiliated by those people, he left. So emotionally, can you put yourself in that position? Then the angel comes and said, hey, Allah, send this angel to say, go ahead to destroy this village. You might say, what's that a success? He destroyed the kuffar. He erased the kuffar from the face of the earth, of this city. But did that the success that he wanted? He said, no. It's irrational. He said, maybe from their children will come people who will worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. So that's why successful people, they make logical, informed decisions. Sometimes we do things that are permanently foolish simply because we are temporarily upset or too excited. I don't mind following your gut's instincts. You know, we say follow your heart, but don't forget to take your brain with you. You know, you can't just follow your heart blindly like that. You have also to use your brain. Number 6, they work outside of their comfort zone. Any success story, you will find that this person never succeeds because he or she worked inside their comfort zone. Is it your comfort zone? With your kids, for example, you think you're going to achieve success with your children, with your parents? Don't look at the comfort zone. Look at the challenging part. What is the challenging part for you? So many people succeed in certain line of business. That's their comfort zone. He or she will not dare to go out that comfort zone. You know what? I don't think you will achieve the success that you deserve because you just want to relax and being lazy. Just staying fat and staying in your bottom and not to move. Successful people, they challenge themselves. They work out of their comfort zone. The number one thing that I persistently see holding smart people back is their own reluctance to accept a new opportunity, a new challenge, simply because they think that they are not ready. And I want to say to those who said, I'm not ready for this, Sheikh. I'm not ready for this, Dad. I'm not ready for this, dear, or whatever, whoever is giving you an opportunity. You know what? There is nobody ever was 100% ready. If you're going to wait until you be 100% ready, you never accomplish anything in your life. The truth is, nobody ever feels 100% ready when an opportunity arises. Because most great opportunity in life force us to grow emotionally and intellectually while we're taking this opportunity. They force us to teach ourselves and to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. Which it means you're not going to in the beginning feel comfortable, ready. But you know what? When you don't feel comfortable, usually you say you wouldn't feel ready. But I want to tell you that this is the challenge. You don't feel comfortable, so that will lead you to be ready. Number 7, those successful people, they keep things simple. And I wish I'm keeping things simple. Okay? Life this is something I see it clearly in the Prophet ﷺ and in the Sharia in general. The Sharia is not complicated. Like what Ali ibn Abi Talib once said. He said, "Al-ilm nuqta katharaha al-jahilun." Knowledge, the Sharia is one drop, but ignorant people made it complicated. Otherwise, the Prophet ﷺ, if you look at his statements, look at his words, he inspired people with a simple teaching, with simple steps, with simple tips. Once Leonardo said, I don't remember he said something like that, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. I think that's what he said. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And that's, I think, nothing closer to be true to the statement. Could be closer to the truth. It is the most successful way is to make things simple. Especially in our time, in this 21st century, where we have information flowing in the speed of light around us. There's so many ways we can use technology to make things simple for yourself and your success and whatever area that you want. Just simplify it. Don't complicate it. Don't complicate the process. Number 8, they focus on making a small, continuous improvement. And this is something we learned from the Prophet ﷺ. He said, even little bit that you commit to it, it's better than so much. He said, أحب الأعمال إلى الله, the most beloved deed to Allah, أدومها وإن قل, the thing that you are consistent in, even if it is a little bit, even if it is few things that you do. Nothing is particularly hard if you divide it into small pieces. Once Henry Ford said that. You just put it in small pieces. You know, they said, how can you eat an elephant? They said, one bite at a time. You know, according to those who believe in halal to eat elephant. But it's just to say, you know, one bite at a time. Just divide it into pieces. So these big projects that you want, just divide it into small pieces and be committed to it. Remember that. Whatever goal you have, just divide it. I will read, I will memorize, I will read every day one line in the Mus'haf. 2 lines in the Quran. You know what? If you do that, I guarantee you will finish the Mus'haf twice every year at least. 2 lines, 3 lines every day. Commit to it. You will finish so much, you wouldn't believe it. Just break these big goals into small ones and be consistent in it. That's what made so many people successful in their life. Make sure that you measure and track their progress. Successful people, they are not only working in their business, but they're working on their business. Don't work on your success. Make sure in the process you follow up. You see how much I made the process, how much I have basically progress. Check what are the elements of your success, not only the element of your failure, the element of your success. What are the things that made my relationship very close to my spouse? Focus on it. Not only the thing that gone wrong between me and my spouse. They maintain positive outlook as they learn from their mistakes. Successful people concentrate on what is positive. They look for the silver line in that they're looking always to the silver lining in every situation. They know that it is their positivity that will take them to greatness. That's even in the time of failing, you know that you learn from your mistake so you can grow and you grow strong. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us success in the dunya and the akhirah. أقول ما سمعتم وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. So remember, maintain a positive outlook. Measure and track your progress. Focus on making small and continuous improvement. Keep things simple. Work outside your comfort zone. Make logical, informed decisions. Focus on being productive, not being busy. Take decisive, immediate set of actions. Have a smart goals. Something is timely, relevant, attainable, measurable, specific, and that's what smart goals are. Trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And finally, be in the company of good people, successful people. And make sure in this process you balance your life. I have seen, mashallah, a brother who have a good body shape, successfully built his body, but miserably failed to have a living or to have a career. I have seen, mashallah, a very successful businessman and businesswoman. They make millions, but they are absolutely failure spouses, absolutely failure parents. Balance your success. Don't make your success only in one area at the expense of another. That's not how successful people, look at the Prophet ﷺ, look at the great names that I mentioned in the beginning of the khutbah. You'll see their success is relevantly appear in their lives. Balance your life. That's not the success that you want to have. And the worst of all, to be successful in the dunya and loser in the akhirah. Make sure that this will be balanced, the dunya and the akhirah in your life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who listen to the speech and follow the best of it. Allahumma ighfir lana warhamna wa'afina wa'afu anna wa akrim nuzulana ya arhamar rahimin wa inna ala anfusina ya dhal jalali wal ikram. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-huda wat-tuqa wal-afafa wal-ghina. Ati nufusana taqwaha wa zakkiha anta khayru man zakkaha anta waliyuha wa mawlaha. Allahumma ansur al-mustad'afina fi Suriya. Allahumma ansur ikhwanana fi Suriya. Allahumma farrij anhum ya hayy ya qayyum. Allahumma farrij anhum ya dhal jalali wal ikram. Ajjal bi nasrihim ya hayy ya qayyum. اللهم فرج عن إخواننا في بورما. اللهم فرج عنهم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم فرج عن المستضعفين في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. اللهم إنهم عبادك. اللهم إنهم مغلوبون فانتصر لهم يا حي يا قيوم. وصل اللهم وسلم على نبينا محمد وقوموا للصلاة يرحمكم الله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي